Las Vegas Discount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. Las Vegas Discount.net. Las Vegas Discount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit Las Vegas Discount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio Chavez.
That's lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
With a tear in my eye.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan. After a 2-week hiatus, it was Father's Day last week. We will have stories. First, let's catch up. I went out to Vegas. We did go to the bubble. We'll show you an actual shot of Miguel and I standing at the bubble. And it doesn't look anything like a bubble, to be brutally honest. It looks like the convention center. Of course, I am joined, as always, by my trusty friend. By the way, Andrew, you were the first one looking for me, by the way. My daughter was close. You were in close race with my daughter on the missing report. Of course, let's start with you. Andrew Labouche, first, how was your Father's Day? How was the week off? How was the trip up to, you went to Reno. You went horse racing. Tell me all about it.
Well,
Catch us up. Catch us up. We're all behind.
We just went to Reno. It was nice. You keep your social distancing. They had a few of the I don't know how you say, the rules or whatever were kind of annoying. Like the whole restaurant thing, I felt sorry for the people that were trying to eat, and if you didn't have reservations, you're standing in a very long line. It was better to order out. But for the most part, I would tell everyone to stay home, give it some more time. I don't think it was ready. We won.
With the current doubling up of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Numbers ain't playing in our favor right now, so I would say pull back before
All right, just because it pisses off our executive producer, Sam Navajero, please tell me about the Tracy movement. Have they got an armament yet? Are they ready to move on the police and take over? Or have they given up on all lives matter?
Yes, like most protests, it's starting to die down a lot as I am from what I'm seeing. Just not hearing about the whole movement anymore. People are moving on.
I'm disappointed
back to COVID. We're back to COVID, Lee.
No shit. Miguel, you the last I saw of you, the last we recorded, we were in Vegas. I'll catch you up from there on me. But from there, you went out here to California while I stayed there in Vegas, and you did a flip-flop. Tell me about your trip. What'd you do?
We have a house in Tijuana, so we took a quick trip down to Tijuana to drop off some furniture. I dropped off my pops and then visited my sister because it was her birthday this last weekend. So I chilled with her. She's in Van Nuys, California. So that was kind of like my thing. We were planning to even go to Arizona, but ultimately that didn't happen. So it's just a quick trip to Tijuana and then over to Van Nuys for the rest of the weekend up until last night.
And were you able to just drive through the border, or did you have to actually go over a wall?
No, I drove through the border,
but
just did have a truck with
Trump signed
tinted
the
windows
wall recently.
So
he swears there's a wall there now.
Oh yeah, no wall. It was easy as fuck. Showed my passport like nothing. Took me less than half an hour.
Wow, disappointing. Again, our president is just a douchebag. And if you're pro Trump and you listen to this show, go look a post. All right, let me catch you up on me. Because I'm apparently the most interesting story of the week here. So let's see. When you last saw me, I was in Las Vegas in the care of an amazing redheaded woman who I had done a ring ceremony with. I think technically married to. That's about right, Miguel. You were there, right? I was married, right?
Oh yeah, it's official.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, between the bus ride home, because I took the bus. By the way, Greyhound is a fucking free for all. You guys are all missing out on this Greyhound thing. They allow drinking, fucking, sex. They just don't care on the bus. Literally, it is Lord of the Flies on the bus. They say you gotta wear a mask. The funniest part was
it's like the visiting area at a jail or something.
No, seriously. Well, first of all, it's a 5-minute walk from where I live. Right, I'm right by the Oceanside train, and that's where it picks up. So I left 5 minutes before the pickup. I literally just walked across the street, walked under the tracks, and boom, there was my bus. It just showed up, and I got on, and made myself a little water bottle of vodka for the entire trip. Which, by the way, they don't check what you're carrying. They don't care what you're carrying. You could be carrying a dirty bomb, for God's sakes, and go on a Greyhound bus and blow it up. They don't give two craps. You pay your $35, you're going to Vegas.
Would it even be reported?
$35, bro. I can't even buy gas to drive to Vegas that cheap. So I get out to Vegas. As you guys all know, we did the live show from Vegas. We actually posted on our Facebook page. I'll show it to you right now. Miguel
At
and I.
every stop, were you guys cleaning for COVID precautions?
Oh, no.
No.
Jesus Christ, no. So I made it out to Vegas very healthily, very safely, without COVID, by the way. And here's how I know. On the way home, which was Friday, I made another water bottle full of vodka for the drive home. And apparently, when I got home, I took some Flexeril from my back, which is a benzodiazepine, which I recently found out from my mother doesn't really work well genetically with my body or her body or my sister's body, which caused me to black out, which managed me to wind up in a breakup with my new wife.
Oh, jeez.
She's not talking to me. I apparently tried to leave the place sometime on Saturday, but only made it about 3 feet from my front door where I fell down into a shake, to which an ambulance picked me up, and police and a lifeguard. This is a true story. I had a paramedic, an ambulance, a cop, and an ambulance. Like, I had all of Oceanside here in my place on Saturday at 2:00 in the afternoon.
For an overdose.
An overdose of Flexeril, which is a wait. Ready for the real punchline on this? It's a non-narcotic. It's a benzodiazepine. It's not an opioid. So for those of you who don't get that, technically, if you don't want to take opioids, which are addictive, like Valium and, Xanax and shit like that,
Percocets or something.
Percocet, yeah, those are all opioids. They prescribe Flexeril. I took Flexeril. I took a couple on Friday night. I'm not exactly sure how many I took. Apparently, I took too many. And apparently, Saturday at 2:00, I know it happened somewhere between Friday when I broke up with her. And by the way, they were very coherent texts. I'm very impressed with myself in a blackout. I somehow texted and allowed this breakup to occur, which I still have no memory of. And oh, it's heartbreaking.
It was instinct. It was all instinct. You knew how to break up. It was just like nature.
No, I didn't.
You're on autopilot. You know how to do
I'm
it.
saying it right here, right now, and I'm recording it. All right. And there's plenty of ears on this show. I would have spent my entire life with this woman. I would have shoveled shit for a living for this woman. It was that good. I have never actually been that happy. That has been the happiest month of my entire year. And for those of you who don't know, it was exactly 1 year ago, Andrew, when I broke up from the previous fiance. This is actually an anniversary show. So once I got to the hospital and they found out I had full boat insurance, they decided to do every single test on the planet to me. And I'm officially announcing today on Fight Net Radio, I am never going to professionally fight again. Or amateur, for that matter. They did a CT scan, which was standard because I was laying on the ground. They found a bleeder. They did a full MRI, and they found a very old, it was in fact an old bleeder. I did have a subdural hematoma at some point from some kind of concussionary impact that I may or may not have received from all of my stupidity doing jujitsu fighting or whatever. So legally, I can't ever be a pro. However, here's the bonus, Andrew. As an amateur, they don't test for that shit. So, I'm keeping the window open.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm stupid enough. So let's see. I broke up with a girl that I waited 13 years to marry, married her, broke up with her, found out I can't ever fight. Really, it would be dumb because I've got a subdural hematoma. And did I miss anything? Oh, yeah, there were a bunch of fights that were super shitty. Let's start right there. Was this not the worst 2 weeks of boxing in the history of boxing?
It was pretty lame, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that it was, like, the worst, but it was pretty,
all right, it's not showbox bad.
Yeah, it's not like
but
Contender
Bob
Series
Arum,
and shit.
he's reaching pretty big lows.
Yeah.
Tell me, now remember, I was in a hospital room for an entire week, having people draw more blood out of me than I thought I actually owned. But did he not lose another main event to fucking COVID?
Another main
Pedraza, right? The Pedraza main event.
Yes. Pedraza main event and the Herring, he lost the champion too.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Well,
yeah, they're dropping like flies. What's going on here?
You want to know what I learned 1 week in a hospital room while they run constant tests on you, while they drain your insurance money away from you? Cable sucks. Like if you have to watch regular cable instead of like Netflix or YouTube or God forbid Prime Video, real cable blows balls. I mean, legit blows balls. I was stuck with hospital cable TV for a week, and I am so glad that I do not watch cable TV anymore. It just sucks. I mean, seriously, I was actually forced to watch a couple of these fights, and all I kept thinking was, I could have died. I mean, it would have been much easier on Saturday. I mean, and for the record, I want to make this abundantly clear. The first person who actually went looking for me were my daughter and Andrew about Sunday or Monday. They were the first ones to notice that I was physically missing. And then by day 4, everybody found me. So, it's good to
I had a good clue on Father's Day, Lee. I even told Miguel, I said, even if he was mad at us, he would have gotten back when we texted him Happy Father's Day. I'm getting nervous. Yep.
Yeah. When my daughter said that she talked to you, I knew the game was afoot. I knew it was game on at that point. Yeah, so that's my week. So we had really shitty fighting. But I don't think that's the biggest news of the week. I think we missed out on a couple of stories that really went by, and we've really got to talk about it. Okay? Let's just start right here. Okay? I don't know how many times you guys want me to loop this horse shit, but
this guy's a gold mine. Fuck.
My fuck up too much and taking a benzodiazepine that may almost have killed me. But what the fuck is going on in Chavez Jr. land? Like, this dude is just legit. He's going to, first of all, where do we start with this video?
I say let's start like with who the fuck is actually recording this. Like, what buddy of his is like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let me film this. Oh, look at this guy.
I can't. I don't even have words for this.
Chavez does try to act funny. Chavez Jr. He tries to be funny on his social media. I'm hoping this is like him just.
All right, Andrew. You want me to get out the Wonka Strader? You want me to get out the Wonka Strader on this because there's a lot going on here. Let's start.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Wonka Strader time, kids. For those of you who are not familiar with the show, please go to fightnetradio.com. That is our main page. Please click on our Facebook page. You will actually see the video of what I'm about to do with the Wonka Strader. I now have the Wonka Strader, Andrew. Let's start with the fact that the shoes actually fit him correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose shoes are
Can we
those?
just start right there?
That's a
Where do
good.
you-
That is a good fucking point, Lee. What a great opening argument. I was looking at his legs, you guys.
Yeah.
Hairless, man. Legs look pretty nice. They look pretty nice in those high heels.
Yeah. And add to the fact that he came in strutting like a motherfucker, so it's like he knows how to walk on heels, apparently, or platforms or whatever the fuck. Like, he didn't trip once. Look at this guy.
Yeah,
This guy needs
man.
he needs to be on a runway somewhere. Look at that shit.
Dude, there's a lot going on here. First of all right, Wonka Strader time. What is this short thing he's got going? What are those? I didn't know that they actually made so those are like skinny jeans turned into shorts,
Shit.
right?
It looks like a jean shorts. Are those are in again? I thought there was like a dad thing.
I don't know. I really don't know. Should we talk about the Gucci fanny pack that actually has the price tag still on it?
Oh no, is that what it is,
Bro,
buddy?
bro, I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard, and I'm not even at. I mean, he did 2 of these videos. I mean, there were 2 that came out at the same time. I mean, but this is just what an epic meltdown. All right. And while we're on the topic, what color is that? What color is it? Anyone? Green, yellow, blue?
It actually matches his jeans. Is it matching his jeans, or am I eyes tripping? I don't know.
So what you're suggesting is that the hair right here matches the shirt, matches the skinny jeans. Now, the only social faux pas that I can see in all this, if we're going to go that far, the heels don't match. Now, let me erase this for a second and turn the Wonka Strader over, because I think he does a fine job of right there. Nope, I was wrong. I thought at least, well, the rule of thumb is if you're going to match the shoes, right, you match them to the belt. What is this belt? And why is he wearing women's sunglasses?
Oh, could those match the shoes, the glasses?
Do we want to talk about the hand movements like he's walking on a runway?
Well, he looks like he belongs on one. I mean, he can, he strutted on those damn things like it was cake.
God damn it.
Oh, this guy.
I go away for 1 fucking week to a hospital.
See what happens?
I finally go down, right? I finally found out that I'm actually kind of fucked up and, actually got everything on my body repaired. All the divots, all the holes, even the bleeder. They gave me all kinds of shit. And I come back to this horse shit of this fucking fool. And I think we're missing the biggest part of this video. You guys ready? You ready?
I think I seen it. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to start from the beginning because I think you guys have all missed it. This is his home, correct?
Yeah.
I believe
All right,
so.
well, let's watch one more time from the beginning. The biggest part of this video. Right here. I'm going to pause it just so you can see it. This motherfucker has a life-size poster of himself half naked when you walk in his front door.
Oh, Lord.
They all love that, but yeah, I hear you. I don't know what's up with boxers and photos of themselves all over their houses, but you see that a lot.
What the blue hell has gone? I swear to God, I go away for 1 week. 1 week, right? 1 week. 1 week, right? Had a great trip to Vegas. I'm in love. I'm happy for the first time in a long time. I'm doing happy shows. Got beautiful redheads running around. I'm a happy guy. I leave Vegas. I lose the girl. And goddamn Chavez Jr. has gone so far off the deep end that I can't even quantify it.
I'm expecting to see the WBC belt somewhere in there somewhere because he always has it. In any one of his videos, he just like positions it right in front of the camera every single time.
And personally, that's not the thing that I'm most offended about in the past week that I was gone. This is the one that I'm the most offended about.
Are those like Muay Thai shorts?
All right, where do we begin on the Wonka Strader? Where do you want to begin? All right, the 5-pound kettlebell, the jumping jack thing, the Muhammad Ali photo underwall, a dartboard, or the fact that he's wearing pink bicycle shorts with, I guess, a Back to the Future
Marty McFly.
Marty
vest.
McFly, aka right. And by the way, you guys are missing it again. Here it is once again. He went full hair color change again in this video.
Oh, he did. What the hell? This was
Why
just.
am I the only one?
How is he? Huh. It's like every week it's a new hair color. What the?
He's like Nicki Minaj.
What is going on? Is it a fanny pack? Is this a fanny pack? I don't. He's killing.
I swear they're Muay Thai shorts. I swear they're Muay Thai shorts.
Those have to be.
Okay, all right, but this is definitely Marty McFly.
Shop on Amazon.
This is totally Marty McFly. That's blonde hair, for God's sakes. That's a trampoline. That's a 5-pound kettlebell, and a picture of Muhammad Ali underwater, and a dartboard with darts that are nowhere near the center of the board.
Is that a yoga mat too on the floor there?
He's got millions of them. We've already documented his love of yoga mats.
Maybe he's got one of those sweet sweats underneath that vest. Oh man.
Blonde hair. He didn't even color coordinate this one. He didn't even try this time.
No, he didn't try that one.
No, he's full blown high
And I
right
think
here.
he's wearing rock climbing shoes. What is he doing?
You guys know he's a dad too, right?
I know. I've been on the Instagram. I'm laying off of it because it is Father's Day, and he did post a lot of Father's Day stuff. So I'm going to lay off the fact that he procreated and hope that the mother is smart enough to keep the child away.
There's someone that looks up to this guy. I want to be like you, Dad. Papa.
Yeah. And his mom was like, "Look, here's your daddy. Here's your daddy. He's on TV."
You know, you guys know who Gary Vaynerchuk is? He's a big motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of knows who Gary V is. I
Gary
was
V,
watching something very brilliant. He said, I was watching Hot Ones, by the way, plug for Hot Ones, one of my favorite shows on the internet. And Gary V made a very valid point. He goes, let me tell you what's great about right now. My great grandkids are going to be watching me eat hot wings right now. By the way, Julio Cesar Chavez the 20th, I guess, as you're watching this on hologram. This is your great grandfather, and he sucks dick. I mean, legit. What is going on in this dude's? I know that he keeps saying that he's doing this as a joke and that it's funny, but somebody's got to put a leash on this.
This picture is going to be on the family tree when his grandkids go to like fucking .com. This is going to be on that fucking tree.
Unlike me, okay, when I started doing all my crazy shit, it was kind of at the beginning of YouTube. So you really can't find some of the more horrific, dumb stunts I've done, which makes me very happy. I don't think my cage fight's not that embarrassing, Andrew. It's not. I can live with that.
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of generations that are glad fucking video cameras and social media weren't around back in the day. I feel sorry for these kids.
You and I both know there was a video of me fighting Danny at one point, but it aged out. YouTube didn't have enough space back in those days. So they only kept about 7 or 8 years until they got to the cloud level where we are right now. If I had made that video right now where I fought Danny and all that horse shit went on with the broken nose and that stupid fight in front of that stupid room, my God, my daughter would be able to see it. Now it doesn't exist. I don't want to break it to Chavez Jr. You live in the world of the cloud. You're in the cloud, bro. This ain't going away.
Nope.
This is great grandkids. And by the way, for Miguel's great grandkids, your grandfather loved boxing, as well as all the juniors of Andrew. Your dad loves boxing. We did this show because we loved it. I know they're out there. I know our 5th or 12th generation of children will be going back and doing research on our history. But I am so glad that some of the shit I did back in 2006 and 7 does not exist. Like all those guys that you and I have talked about, Miguel, guys like the Shmoo or the Schmo, or whatever the fuck his name. Those guys that are characters, Jake Pauls of the world, they're like, you're not going to escape that. Like that's going to haunt you for you're forever a character. Oh yeah. I'll just be remembered as an asshole. And for my great grandkids, I'm not an asshole. I just hate stupid people. Ask your I guess, well, since I only have a daughter, ask your great grandmother. She'll tell you, was my only rule. Stupidity is the only thing I cannot handle. And this is this is
This is out there.
level shit, man.
This is downward spiral hardcore right there.
God damn.
And what's sad is it's been on a downward spiral.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
He
know
hasn't
where
quite
the-
hit rock bottom yet, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the fucking bottom's at.
These are back to back, dude. This is the 24th and the 25th.
Oh yeah, no, I totally hear you.
Oh.
He's had back-to-back
Mhm.
posts where he looked high as a kite. I mean, Chavez has been bad for a minute. The hair color situation, even in his fight with Daniel Jacobs, his hair looked like a disaster. Like it looked like he messed up the coloring of his hair for that fight. Yeah, I don't know what to say about him anymore. Hopefully he's holding his money somewhere. But
And it looks like he cuts his own hair. It's like it doesn't even look like an actual hairstyle. It's just like he grabbed
He's
his hair
using a
and just cut his own
He's using
fucking.
a Flovey. He's literally
Yeah.
using a Flovey.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't old enough to get the joke about a Flovey, it's that good a joke. But that's straight up a Flovey haircut. And while we're on the topic of idiots, can we discuss this that I found while I was at the MGM? Ryan Garcia, somebody was kind enough to make 2 belts for him, an Instagram and a Twitter one. And I think it's perfect. All right, so who do we want to bet first is the biggest meltdown? Ryan Garcia and his fake fan base, which I have proven repeatedly is a completely fake fan base. We've already proven it by having him had fights. Nobody shows up. Nobody watches his fights. Like Ryan Garcia is the only one who thinks Ryan Garcia is important.
yeah,
You guys,
it's getting a little annoying though now. What he's been doing to Golden Boy here the last year or so, the way he talks about, he's supposed to be getting paid like, all the other guys of DAZN on the DAZN contracts. It's just it's getting out of hand. Now look, the kid was gonna put his money where his mouth was this year and fight Jorge Linares, which would have been an awesome fight for all parties involved. Because of COVID, it's not happening. So I don't know. De La Hoya and Eric Gomez need to take a real close look at this situation. Excuse me, because he has talent. There's a market there, right? If this kid gets hot, the girls, the guys, everyone's going to come out to watch him. He's going to be one of those ticket sellers. And he was willing to fight Linares, so young. No Olympian background, no big. Well, now he has the trainer, but at first he didn't, right? It was only Ryan and his fake social media numbers. That's all there was in the beginning.
And by the way, for any of you think, oh no, I clicked the like, but I've already gone through this. They're all bought. It's literally a bought and paid for campaign by, I don't even think Ryan knows it because he seems to treat it like it's real. First of all, if any of you think you have a real following because of Twitter, you're an idiot. Because I can move you right over to Dan Rafeal's account and you can watch the most pathetic posts of all time of a guy who's drowning, finding out he's not as important as he thinks he is. You want to know what kept me happy in the hospital, Andrew? Reading the Dan Rafeal's life sucks worse than the situation I was in. I mean, I went through like the best month of my entire life to like literally the worst week of the entire year. And I can say this safely. Dan Rafeal is going to kill himself. I'm just telling you guys all this right now. He's going to have a massive heart attack or an anxiety attack, or he's going to be hospitalized. I have been watching his Facebook and his Instagram. The shit he posts, he doesn't get any traction. He's lucky if he even gets 100 people to like anything he does anymore. Like he went from the top of the world to nobody knows my name.
Yeah, kind of makes you wonder who he really was even at ESPN. Maybe he was just hiding behind the ESPN name all along. Yeah, like you said, Lee had a great schedule. He put a great schedule out there for boxing, but as far as boxing, like going to him as Teddy Atlas or someone that can give insight or a great outlook on a fight. No, it wasn't Dan. Dan was never that guy. He never went viral in our sport.
Facebook. He's got 24,000 likes. He's almost up to Fight Net Radio numbers at this point. His posts, I mean, seriously, 179 likes for a guy that was on ESPN. Let's see, what's he got? He's got a big tip on a super middle name named Javier Martinez. All right, that got 2 whole shares and 6 likes. He's killing it. An hour ago, he's got the weights for, is it tonight or tomorrow night? Is it
tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We're on Monday, right? So tomorrow night. Yeah. He's got the weights. Hey, good job. We don't need you for that, Dan. We don't. We really don't. Let's see what else. Wow, there's a name that Rance Ward got tested positive for COVID. You know how he got that info? He looked at the news like we do. And he got 19 whole comments on that. Like do you guys see that he's not getting any traction on? Oh, and this is the one that broke my heart. I actually felt bad for this photo. That's Dan on somebody's shit. Show. Look at how bad it is. Do you want me to get out the Wonka strainer on this?
Let's zoom in on that. He hasn't been able to get to the
Wonka strainer.
The barbers.
A hat to cover up the fact that he's losing whatever gray hair he has. His chins now have chins, and I know, Sam Navajero, I am fat shaming the fuck out of Dan Rafeal right now. But dude, this guy is literally, he's a gastric bypass away from dying. Like, he's got to pull his shit together. Now, here's the fun part. You want to know where the fun part of this story is? Because this is what I did in the hospital, because I had nothing better to do with my time. If you click on this YouTube to see how many people actually watched it, wow, he got 396 whole views, Andrew. That's like one of our shitty videos.
Yeah, it's like one of my videos. What the fuck?
Right?
Yeah.
This is literally the demise. It's such a demise. Oh, this on his. There we go. Number 12. Wow. Who the fuck does anybody know Gareth Davis, by the way?
I've seen him a million times, but I don't think I've ever spoken to him. Yeah.
That's what I want to get to. Look at that. Look at that mess. 4,000 views. Jesus Christ, he's doing Fight Net Radio numbers, and he's Dan Rafeal, for God's sakes. Where do you want me to go with
he
this?
was really never a big hit. Dan kind of just covered the fights, wrote his little piece, but you never seen big crowds around Dan, like, sort of like a Burt Sugar, right? Burt could control a whole room.
Burt was great.
Yeah, Teddy Atlas can control a whole round table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dan was he's not that guy. Like I said, sometimes you would have to correct him. So.
You guys want to actually talk about real boxing news now? Because I've gotten all the shit off my chest that I've been doing for a week. I managed to get married,
we did have
break
some
up.
news. We did.
Yeah, we got some news. Yeah.
Found out that I can't really ever take a blow to the head again, which is kind of disappointing because I was kind of into the whole concept of kind of fighting again.
Did you feel like Rocky?
Yeah. Oh, no. Did you get smarter? Did you get smarter all of a sudden? Is that what happened?
No, I have not gotten smarter.
No. We're not at Lee Balboa Part 5 yet. We're not at Lee Balboa Part 5.
No. You want to know what you get for 5 days in the 5 fucking days in the hospital? By the way, you're out quicker if you have a baby. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
You're out quicker if you have a heart attack than I was in the hospital. The minute I had full coverage, I was fucked. I got 20 bags of solution. I had a catheter stuck up my dick and 20 bags of saline pumped into me. I've never had so much fluid pumped through my body in my entire life. I actually came out so healthy, I've been walking 5 miles twice a day. I've been debating throwing rocks out at the beach like boulders. It's the healthiest I've ever felt. Great. And then they tell me, oh, by the way, you should probably stay away from jiu-jitsu or judo or anything you kind of like to do because you had a bleeder. What do you mean I had a bleeder? You had a bleeder. At some point, you had a massive concussion and you had a bleeder. It's probably recommended that you don't do anything where your head impacts anything. Thanks, guys. What are you sending me home with? Good drugs? Oh, no, you should just be taking more vitamins. I shit you not. They sent me home with a list of vitamins to take. 5 days, dude.
They
5
weren't like
days.
Amway vitamins, were
I
they?
did have a private room.
That's extra.
Didn't cost me a dime. Didn't
No,
cost
I
me a
know, but for your
dime.
bill it does. Shit.
No, actually, it doesn't because I'm in
I know
California.
you got cleared 100, but someone still gets a bill. So they
Oh,
give
no. Look. It'll come out of my taxes and your taxes, Andrew. We're paying for it. It's part of that whole CalMed, CalFed, MedCal, whatever California has for people who don't have insurance. Like all you have to do is say, I don't have insurance. And they go, okay, we'll just sign you up. You're approved. That's literally what she said. You're approved. It'll probably be an 80-20 split. And then on the second day, she came back and they go, no, they approved you for 100%. Okay, that's not good news. I mean, at the 80-20 split, you would have had I would have been out there maybe by Tuesday. Instead, I'm not home till Thursday.
Should have just been like Pac and just left.
I wanted to, dude.
Exactly.
I almost
You
did.
should have
I
done that
almost
shit
did
with
a
the
straight
IV
up
in your arm still.
AMA. I could not figure out how to get the fucking catheter out of my cock, for God's sakes.
Oh. Well, there's only
And
one way to
like-
come. Well, there's only one way to get it out, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, you think that, don't you?
I
You
do.
would think that, don't you?
I
But
would think
you would
that
be wrong
logically.
because the one time I fiddled with the damn thing,
Oh,
you guys don't actually know
no.
how bad that is. But let me give you a heads up. If you, and I'm saying this to all of you because we're mostly a male audience, do not ever lose control of your ability to pee on your own. Because if somebody's going to stick a hose up your dick and it's got like a little stopper at the top so it won't be pulled out, when the time comes that they take it out and they don't use any painkillers to do it, you know that feeling of, take fingernails going down a chalkboard times 20 and then turn the volume to 12 and then have that vibration running up against your body. That's about what it's like.
I'd rather not.
It made the hair on my ass stand up, okay? That's all I can say on the topic.
All right.
Are we all caught up? And by the way, can we talk about the size of this guy's fucking head? Like, are we going to just let that one fly? I know I'm not allowed to fat shame because Sam Navajaro's on me about fat shaming. And since I lost fucking 15 pounds in the hospital because all I had was water for a week. What the fuck? Man, I think we should do tell me if I'm crazy about this, Andrew. Let's do a Kickstarter to get Dan Rafeal a gastric bypass and see if we can get anybody in boxing to sign up.
We should do an intervention.
They did at ESPN. They fired him.
Yikes. All of his family fucking shut up. They're like, Dan, we love you.
Literally working for 4,000 views. He's coming off an ESPN gig where hundreds of thousands of people actually knew who he was. And now he's lucky if he gets, 4,000 or 5,000 views. This is his weekly podcast, by the way. And I don't want to break it to Dan. You're kind of not at Fight Net Radio numbers, but keep going, buddy. I'm hoping for you. And I'm just putting it out there, Andrew. I really think, having now gone in to the hospital and finding it not to be a completely horrible situation, and being healthier and angrier because of it, I really think we need to do like a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe to get Dan Rafeal a fucking gastric bypass. We'll get the little, the mesh. Isn't that the one that gets the recall that kills everybody, by the way? Just wondering.
Is that the one?
All right. Let's see what we've missed since we've all been off for the last couple of weeks, shall we? Let's move on to some news. So tomorrow night, do we even want to talk? Should we just go straight? We'll get back to tomorrow night. All right. Linares versus Fortuna for the Diamond Belt. Good God. Yeah. Do I need to read the story?
Well,
do I really?
I mean, you can. It's a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it worthwhile? I mean, first of all, is the Diamond title real?
No.
Okay. We can all agree on that. We can agree that the paper mache belt, the Mayan belt, the gold belt, the tile belt, like all the horseshit belts, there's only one, like the green one, like the regular green one with pictures on it, right? That's the real belt. The one that keeps shafting Dillian White, right? Like,
Yeah.
Dillian White should be in court trying to get that belt, but neither here nor there. All right, kids, here you go. Fantasy Springs Casino Resort in Indio, California. Jorge El Nino de Oro, did I roll it correctly? Lenares is taking on. Oh, you're gonna have to do this one. That's out of my pay grade.
El Abejón. Oh shit.
¿Cómo se dice?
El Abejón. The J is like an H, so it's like an Abejón.
Fortuna.
Yeah.
In a 12-round WBC Diamond Lightweight Championship fight that will be on DAZN. Well, welcome back, DAZN, at the end of goddamn August.
Yeah.
Fantasy Springs Resort. For those of you who don't know anything about Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, it would be an Indian reservation way the fuck out in Palm Springs, where it's currently 127 degrees.
Oh. Yeah.
Cool.
In August. All right.
Can't wait to make the drive out there for that bad boy. The event will be closed to the public and media. I'm so sad.
So much for that.
Details of the undercard will be announced shortly. As I recall, Andrew, Fantasy Springs is this smells of Golden Boy. This whole thing smells of Golden Boy.
Yeah, it's Golden Boy. Yes, it is.
So this is it. This is our jump back into the market. We're jumping back in at Fantasy Springs.
Well, it's that, and DAZN is also going to be doing fights from Eddie Hearn's house. I don't know if you've seen that.
The plantation in the backyard.
Yes.
Plantation, right. We've documented it.
They've got a few outlets they're going to start here. But yeah, Golden Boy looks to be getting their fights back.
Hey, asshole. Listen, temperatures will be reaching record-breaking numbers, all right? So we're presenting a high-level clash, bro, all right, between two battle-tested former world champions. Like, I couldn't find anybody stupid enough to fucking go and do it, all right, bro? All right? You hear me, Andrew?
Yes, I hear you. And
don't fuck with me.
Fight.
Don't fuck with me.
Fortuna and Linares is a decent fight. This is like, back in the day, this would have been an undercard fight of a major
I'd rather watch
card.
Tyson. I got to be honest. Tyson looks better in all his videos.
Yeah, Tyson looks better for 5 seconds. I don't know if he can fight for 3 minutes. But Linares Frontura, that's a decent matchup. Frontura is a ex-champ. Linares, all he has to do is win. He's in the line for the Garcia showdown. So, this one's good. It's a good startup for Golden Boy.
Hey, listen, okay? Okay, bro? Listen. Linares is not done yet, okay? It's a tough fight, all right?
It is. No,
Golden
I totally
Boy,
agree.
Listen, bro. Fucking listen.
Okay.
Golden Boy is back.
He's a little bit hot right now.
We're back. With that, I got to be honest. I want to hate on Oscar, but he came back stronger than Bob did. Bob didn't come out of the gate this strong.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I agree with that because this is a solid fight. Like two veterans. Like the only thing that makes this fight kind of shitty is that dumbass diamond belt. But I mean, I guess whatever. Another fucking trophy belt or whatever. But this is way better of a main event than so far what Bob has been able to produce.
Seriously, Bob's he's given a lot of off TV fight cards a shot on TV. That's what he's doing. Way too many guys out of shape. Body shots seem to be like the number one punch right now on ESPN. They're just, they're not tuned, right? They've been out of the gym for what, 3-4 months now. It's starting to show. It really is. And then, you're not putting them up against the best of the best where, Fontura, Linares, yeah, man, these guys are at least top 15 still, both of them respected in the world. So I don't, I don't know if Fontura drops in the top 10, but for a comeback fight off of a COVID break, that's a huge fight for Linares, especially the risk of losing his big payday with Ryan Garcia.
That's what I said, bro. Isn't that what I said, bro? Isn't that what
Probably. I've been agreeing with you this whole time, you cokehead. The hell's your problem, Oscar? You're gonna have me have a problem with Oscar.
Sam
Oscar.
really is more obsessed with the link between Oscar and you than Bob or like whatever it is that I do. The number one note that Andrew and I constantly get back is you really need to discuss this Oscar Andrew thing way more. We've discussed it until we're blue in the face. And I would love, in the back of my mind, I would like to believe that in an Oscar blackout in Pasadena, since I've experienced those recently, he's thinking of a little kid who like flipped him off, and he's still thinking, one day I'm gonna fuck that kid up. All right, what else did I miss while I was gone? Yeah, nobody's ready for Warrant. Alex Salcido and Sonny Fredrickson.
That's tomorrow. Can we talk about Big Baby Miller for fuck's sake one more time?
There you go.
I don't know if we're there yet, but that's pissing me off.
That was the other big story of the week, right? I mean, all you have to do is type in Big Baby Miller, because this poor fool managed to blow up the internet all by himself. Yes, he's back. Jarrell Big Baby Miller. This straight from ESPN, and I'll take a wild guess. This is going to be a Steve Kim piece, which means it'll be written correctly. Heavyweight contender Jarrell Big Baby Miller has failed a drug test once again, and a scheduled fight against Jerry Foster on July 9th at the MGM Conference Center in Las Vegas has been called off. We are aware of the situation. He will be placed on temporary suspension again on Monday morning by the Nevada Athletic Commission. Carl Moretti, vice president and oldest living man, vice president of boxing for Top Rank, told ESPN on Saturday. Calls to Bob Bennett, the executive director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, were not returned. Why would they? Okay. For those of you who don't remember, there he is. There's the biggest cokehead.
Yes, there's your friend.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right. Wait. What? You're asking? Yeah, I'm watching the fight. All right. For those of you who don't remember, 9 months ago, he was in 2014. He was suspended for 9 months for failing not one, but 2 separate drug tests for that fight. Andrew. This might be the biggest failing of Bob, and I don't want to wake Bob up and get him all fired up about this particular topic, but what? What's wrong with Miller? Let him in the ring.
This could be the end for everyone that's involved with Jarrell Miller. This was a failure on huge proportions here. Seriously, we're talking about a guy who's going to have another shot, possibly at the heavyweight championship. Definitely wasn't going to be on national television. Everything was looking bright for him, even though he was caught on what I guess what was described as a steroid cocktail the first time.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, I wrote it down.
Yeah.
He had numerous things in his system, bro. It was like ridiculous what he was doing.
I researched it. That's like stuff you can go buy. Like, it was really good stuff.
Oh yeah, no shit. The horse, yeah, he did on this show.
I went online
and I tried to purchase it online. Yes, he did.
Online,
yes, he did.
a horse distributor. You can actually have it sent to your house. The exact cocktail he sent.
Yep.
Feel free to go check the archives, but trust me when I say this. Andrew and I went online, found a horse. Basically, it increases your breathing, and also increases your mass and cuts your fat. It is like the ultimate
everything, bro.
Yep. And it's for horses. It's awesome. It's awesome. And you can have it sent to your house for a couple $100.
And now you can add addicting to the list.
Apparently. All right, so let's really talk about the tragedy of Jarrell Big Baby Miller. For those of you who don't know, and maybe don't watch Netflix, this poor fat fuck actually got featured on a Netflix show about boxers, was coming up as a boxer, got a potential shot at the championship before he did the horse cocktail. Bob Arum signs him to be, I would assume, something Tyson Fury was probably going to beat up when he decided to come back after COVID, because that's a good fight for Tyson. It's a good looking fight. And this poor fat fuck can't even hold his shit together and cocktails again. I mean, I don't want to break it to you guys about how simple it is to get the shit that he's taking, but all you have to do is go to the ESPN article, watch closely.
Yeah.
Look for the drug right here. Copy it, then go into your browser line and go buy that drug. There it is.
Presto.
Just like that.
Bing, bing.
Look
I like
at
the one
that.
that
You can and where you can find it even, Andrew, and where you can find it. There you go.
So convenient.
He's doing it at the sporting event. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
It's so nice, right? It
Got a little
increases your
key
heart
shot right
rate.
there
It
in the
increases your
stands.
blood pressure. Sends more. So the last time he went, this is just like the last cocktail, Andrew. Weight loss, muscle mass aid, dietary supplement. This one doesn't do cardio like the other one did. Okay, because the horse is like the one with the cardio. That was the one that I was really into. That I was interested in.
No,
This
that's the one
one
that he got
will
caught for this
increase
time.
heart rate
This time he had the
and more
fucking
blood
cardio.
pressure. Look at this fucker.
Oh, this guy.
You guys think I'm joking about this shit? It's really not that hard to get half these drugs. And I've been saying
what is going through these fucking dudes' heads? Like, do they think they're not gonna get caught, or do they just like wing it and they're like, oh, maybe I don't get caught? Like, I don't. What would be what's going through the fucking?
Go ahead, Lee.
Okay, so this is what was told to me back in the 2006-2007 era of the glory days of the UFC by some very, 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 very big names of the UFC. They told me point blank in Las Vegas, everybody's on something. It's only the morons who get caught.
Okay.
Okay. It's all about cycling. So you cycle on, you cycle off, you cycle on, you cycle off, right? Jarrell apparently is doing his own cycling. Okay. Like I like this part.
If Jarrell was a chick, he'd be pregnant, is what Lee's trying to say.
Like for the fourth time in 3 different states.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, no doubt. But this dude's a fucking nut. All right, first of all, he's fat, he's overweight, so he's using supplements that will help him with weight loss, but it'll increase heart attacks. You're a genius. You're a goddamn genius. Because it's going to be a gender stereotype, and I don't like doing gender stereotypes. But I'm going to say that statistically, it wouldn't be very good for a big, fat black guy to be doing things with his heart. I could be wrong. All right. And for everybody, back away from your whole Black Lives Matter thing. I'm supporting the Tracy movement. I'm all in. Fucking kill the cops. They fucking came through my place and ate a Heath bar. Did I even tell that story?
What?
These
No, what the
guys
fuck?
went into my freezer and ate my goddamn Heath bars while they were taking me in. They left the wrappers on the floor.
Yeah. That's the least you can do is offer them some fucking Heath bars, some ice cream Snickers bars or something.
They were busy looking for my methamphetamines that I didn't have, and they went into my freezer and started eating my goddamn Heath bars. So yeah, I'm about as anti-police as it gets currently. Is this it? Are we done with Miller? Can we officially call this experiment done, Andrew?
It's getting there. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Hold on, it's getting there. Listen, he's gone for a few years on this one. He's been suspended a year, right? So they're at least going to double that on him.
Oh, yeah. A reoffender? Fuck yeah. Actually, hold on. This was in a different state. Does that start over, or is that like the same shit? Because, they each athletic commission has their own
one
damn
state
rules.
holds it, all states uphold it. That's
going to be a disgusting loophole. If
because that's what I'm thinking. Because I've even heard people when they fucking when they test positive for one thing in one state and then test positive for something different. It's like not the reoffenders. It's some weird ass stupid loophole where they don't get there as much, or they don't get hit with like a stiffer penalty because it's not considered the same shit in the same state or something like that.
Yeah, but they'll hold up each offense and not license to the next state, at least within the United States. But again, that doesn't count out Indian reservations, which apparently is a free zone. It doesn't count out Macau, as we saw with Manny Pacquiao, and what ungodly ability he juiced into his body. I mean, there are places he can fight, but is this Jarrell Big Baby Miller. I get it. He had a Netflix show. He was
He's fighting for peanuts. Even when he comes back, he's a nobody. Top Rank totally controls him. Whoever owns his contract will control everything about his career because he has no leg to stand on anymore.
Bob bought him hook, line, and sinker while he was on the shelf, and I bet he got him for a song and a dance. I mean, I've never seen the numbers of what he paid, which sounds very racist for an old Jewish guy.
And the fact that you said bought him like 5 times.
But he did. Really?
Oh, that's what we're dealing with here.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we're dealing with here.
We all have bosses. Yes.
I know we're all trying to be politically correct.
We all got prices.
Of all lives matter at this moment, and I am going to be the person in front of the Tracy charge when we all take over the police department. By the way, is Seattle still a sovereign? I've been gone for a week. Is Seattle still its own state yet? Did that change while I was gone?
Yeah, I think even they went home.
Now there's too much COVID. We got to go.
Anyone else feel a little warm?
This dude is literally blown the Joshua fight. Now he's blowing. He blew an ESPN. This would have been Bob's biggest fight
on ESPN
coming off the 4th of July weekend. Oh, what a douchebag! What a goddamn douchebag!
Yeah, how many more tries is this guy gonna get? Fuck, I think we're done with
it. Look at another one,
guys. 2 years for 2 years. He's at least gone for 2 years. I don't see how, unless they're gonna fight him. Even with the diehards, the boxing diehards, we have no interest in a guy who's been hit twice on steroids. Did Miller really even ever have a moment besides the one time he might have fought Joshua? Right? It's not like.
I mean, this is the hard thing to get around, Andrew.
Yeah, it's not like we remember Miller because of his fights, right? Oh, I remember that when he took on Tyson Fury. Yeah. No, he didn't. Never was there. Never that guy. He's just a drug user. That's all he is. Who was able to get an undefeated record, while pumping steroids into his body. There's nothing more to this story. He's chopped liver when he comes back, man. He's gonna be a stepping stone.
This is not a who's who of people that he's literally destroyed. I mean,
Tomas Adamek.
All the people.
Yeah, all the biggest fight.
You know, I was watching because I've had too much free time on my hands lately.
Oh, Gerald Washington, that's about it.
Of all the things that I have watched, somebody did a really good piece. Shout out to whoever it was, but somebody did a piece where Dillian White should literally be suing the WBC and showing his box rec career on a YouTube video. Sadly, it only got like 1,000 views, which means nobody cares about Dillian White. But Dillian White's record is so vastly superior to what I'm staring at on the screen. And this dumb douchebag is mixing cocktails and fat.
Yeah, but Lee, he might never have been there without it. So that's why they had to continue that process.
Dude, this guy, he was on Netflix. This guy was legitimately on a Netflix show about up-and-coming boxers. It was a huge deal.
You know, the guy that recorded the show knew he was on dope. You guys see him drinking those cocktails?
Miller's like, the guy's like, don't record this. Don't record this.
Yes.
Just cut.
This is a who's who of nobody who ever went anywhere.
Yeah, he has a few hits on there, but like I said, none of these names are gonna last in time. So no, he's just gonna go down as a fighter that was on steroids. That's what we're gonna know Jarrell Miller for years from now.
So the real big baby, which is also under Bob's control, is really the real big baby, and this is just a dumb baby.
What do you think his future occupation is gonna be? Will it be a bar bouncer or security guard?
Oh, security guard.
Security guard.
God,
I like
that.
So
many guys like him. Oh, no doubt. Security guard at like a dive bar. He's literally every dumb bouncer I've ever met who's like, yeah, I train. Okay, cool for you, bro. You look like you're 400 pounds.
Yeah, now he's 400 pounds because you don't have his shit.
Well, no,
he ran out of his supply.
Now he can take him. actually. I mean, as a bouncer, I guess. Jesus.
We'll see. I bet you next time we see Miller, he'll be heavy and he'll be wearing a badge.
He's Paul Blart. You're saying he's the next Paul Blart mall cop?
It's the best mall cop. Yeah.
Did we miss any other big stories of the week before I get to the boxing schedule?
Mm,
Oh my God!
so.
All right, what do we get to look forward to till Sunday? Okay.
You got the Salcedo fight tomorrow.
Night, Alex Salcedo.
Mm-hmm.
No L.
No,
Usually
no.
it's Salcedo, isn't it?
Yeah,
Salcedo.
I feel that. Yeah, Salcedo.
Alex
Yeah.
Salcedo. And Sonny Fredrickson, junior middleweight. There's nobody on. Oh, look, Andrew, our favorite fighter, Tubba's fighting tomorrow night.
What? Oh, jeez.
I love Tubba.
Tubba was a very active fighter on PBC cards. He was everywhere.
By
got a great record too.
He's got an amazing record. He's got to have been in at least a couple thousand fights over the last year. And then
no one has enjoyed Tubba more than the Gary Russell family. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, no shit. And or the PBC. Tubba is completely on contract under PBC. By the way, is there anybody on this fight card that we actually know at all tomorrow night?
None of those names look familiar at all.
Yeah. I've been falling asleep a lot, you guys, during these ESPN cards.
Oh shit! I'm trying to keep up with fucking how many times they say the bubble in Spanish, which they do actually say quite frequently. But I didn't catch on until later on. I was like, oh shit, they are saying bubble. Fuck! It took me like a whole damn show to catch on. Yeah.
Once again, we're coming to you live from the bubble here at the bubble, inside the bubble, on top of the bubble, at
everyone's sick.
Grand. They never say the conference center. They have never mentioned we've turned the conference center into the bubble. It is now officially the bubble. That's why we walked over there in my blackout. I really expected the conference sign to say bubble. I really actually did.
That would have been sweet. That would have been cool. I would have liked that. Yeah, hell yeah. Because apparently, like, match or a matchroom is gonna call their little plantation thing fight camp. That's their name for it. So we're looking forward to the fight camp whenever that gets crackling on matchroom.
There was no reference. By the way, Andrew, there was no reference to anything boxing over there. It looked like the plain old conference center. Like there was nothing special about it.
You would not have guessed it. You would not have guessed at all. Yeah.
You would not guess there was boxing there the next night. No way. They didn't have trucks. It's like guys just showing up for the day, like cable workers. Like they called Cox Communication and said, "Do you have extra cameras? We need you for tonight."
Yeah, exactly. You got cameramen? If you could just kind of grab two of them, please.
All right. And so now, is Pedraza cleared or not cleared for Thursday? Unofficially,
yes, they are cleared to fight. From what I know, they are cleared. This is 2 weeks after his opponent's cornerman tested positive. I guess they went and shot the cornerman. He's out of the team now, and they're bringing the fight back. They're all clean. Cool. Yeah,
against,
he still works now. Nicolas Pierre still works in a fucking hospital that's fighting COVID. But hey, let's try it again. Why not?
Yeah, and keep our fingers crossed.
And by the way, since I was in a hospital, let me explain what it's like in a COVID world. The first thing that happens before you even roll through the front door, this is when I became conscious of everything that was happening to me, was somebody taking a very large swab and sticking it way too far up my nose into the back of my head. And I sat there here's how long the test takes when they have the real machine. 2 minutes, and they went, doesn't have it. And immediately put me into a room.
That's that 100%, boy.
Yeah.
Dude, they tested every bit of blood on me. I don't have any venereal diseases. I got nothing.
Nice. Very good.
The worst thing I found out was you've taken too many blows to the head. I feel like Rocky Balboa in a strange way.
You should have recorded that. You should have been like, wait, say it again, Doc.
Yeah.
No kidding.
We got some bad news, Mr. Honish. Yes.
Actually, I'm going to get a copy of my blood report. I mean, based on the way things are going, I could probably work in the porn industry maybe, because apparently I've got clean test results.
Yeah, you just take those papers with you as long as they're dated and signed. No, I'm just kidding. I have nothing.
Wow. Shout out to Andrew's family. Wow, this is really what we have to look
It's like
forward to.
animals, though. You got your papers? Yeah, they're right here.
Yeah. Does he have tags? Yeah, he's tagged.
Actually, I was thinking about this, right? Once I realized that I had completely destroyed yet another relationship based on something I don't even know what I did with the greatest person I waited 13 years to be with, I thought, well, I'll get my blood test records and my COVID test. I'll shoot pictures of those and put them on Tinder. That should at least get me a date. I'm clean, I would think, and I live at the beach. I can show a picture of the beach too. Come on. That's like a 1-2 punch. Spend the 4th of July with somebody who doesn't have COVID or any other communicable disease. Yeah. So this is what we get till the 4th of July weekend. You've got to be
pretty
much.
Mm-hmm.
When do we get to a real fight? Like when July 9th has a fight. London. All right, so this is the backyard fights, right? Is this officially when we get to backyard boxing? July 10th?
I think so. The plantation fights.
The plantation fights.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're gonna call it. Plantation camp.
And seriously, it isn't till July 14th, and I got to look forward to Jamel Herring versus.
Well,
John
who knows if that's
Jones.
even happening with fucking Herring testing positive.
God damn it.
Yep.
And Michaela's back.
Oh yeah, she's back.
Oh, by the way, there's a fight on the 16th with no one, and a fight on the 18th, kind of with someone, in Kazakhstan.
Whoa. Okay.
And something in Germany, and then we're back to Vegas again for Valdez versus Velez. This is literally. Oh wow, Oscar's coming back on the 24th. Look at you, Oscar. You're coming strong, brother.
Oh yeah.
And look at who he has.
Yep.
Ortiz,
the
Samuel
future.
Vargas.
He's got the future, right?
Yeah. And yes, Virgil Ortiz, a very decent prospect going up against a decent gatekeeper. Samuel Vargas, not a pushover. This
Andrew,
isn't
you realize that's a month away. You realize we're getting jacked up about Ortiz Vargas, and it's a
no,
month away.
but what I am getting jacked up is Oscar being Oscar and putting his fighters in tough situations. I like that. That's a good. That's what boxing should be doing for us. Not this, bunch of sparring matches. We're supposed to sit here and act like it's fun to watch. Like I said, a lot of tires in the ring. A lot of body shots. Guys going down. I never seen so many guys getting dropped by body shots. Whatever. It's just I know what I'm watching. I was kind of nervous about it going into this whole thing. It's good to see, at least on paper, Golden Boy's trying to bring some better competitive fights for the fans.
Agreed.
Wow.
Definitely something to look forward to. It won't be a one-sided ass whooping necessarily. He'll give him some rounds.
He'll give him some rounds. That's right.
I mean, honestly, I'll tolerate the Herring Okendo fight. I mean, I will. If it actually happens, right? If it actually happens.
Yeah, if it
only
happens.
a couple of weeks away. Valdez Velez. Easy ball. Okay, Ortiz Vargas. I literally have to. You realize that these are still like mid-level guys, right? Like I think the most amusing thing on this fight card is the fact that fuck it, put Mosley's kid in there.
Yeah, I saw that. Earlier. I was like, oh, hey, he's back.
Still trying to make $1 off of him.
He's got a name. If you got a name right now, you can get a fight. And if you don't mind getting COVID, I guess. Because I'm gonna tell this to everybody in case you haven't been watching the news lately. But I watch the news. It's kind of my job. COVID's not going away. We're still on the first wave, by the way. Our president's a complete moron who keeps telling us that if we keep testing, we're going to find more cases, which is the craziest fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And he said crazy shit. Well, we don't want to do so many tests because then we'll find out how much COVID we actually have. Thumbs up, Mr. President. Can't wait to see how bad you get your ass beat in the election, probably by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I figure he should run. I
would think The Rock probably has a good shot right now. Yeah, I would go with The Rock. He's got Kevin Hart. He can go with him on tour.
The Rock and Kevin Hart ticket. I can't throw all my money at
We're
that
there.
project.
We're there in our lives.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm supporting that one. It can't get any worse. We just elected a man who he and his vice president both have said in the past week, the reason we have more cases is because we're testing more. What? Is that a real sentence?
Oh my Lord.
You guys, I'm guessing, because we'll just do a little news upcap for today. We just found out that Russians have been paying the Taliban bounties to kill U.S. military troops overseas. Like, this is a confirmed thing. And I actually watched that stupid blonde bimbo that they've got as the press secretary right now. She actually goes, we didn't update the president on that, so he had no idea about it. Huh. What do you do? Read him lullaby stories? Like, isn't that his job? Like, I don't want to go out on a limb. But you're telling me he found out on Fox News like I found out on Fox News? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's his thing.
You're telling me that I'm getting the same news stream that the president's getting, and he has the nuclear launch code.
Yeah, no briefing or nothing. It's just, watch TV, watch TV.
No, we didn't brief him on. She actually said it in a press conference this morning. I watched it twice. I couldn't even believe it. I thought she was going to go for just the stupid blonde thing that she normally does, where she just says, look how pretty I am, and yeah, here's what's going on. No, she really read straight. No, we didn't brief the president on the bounties that the Russians were putting on the U.S. troops. Huh. Great. We're all going to die. I'm going to say it right now. We're all going to die. It's just, when do you want to die at this point? I mean, just, if you're with your family, love them, because I'm near a military base, so I'm kind of happy about that. But fuck, dude, it's fucking nutty out there. I go away for 1 week and the world got worse. I managed to make my world worse as well. So, I'm not saying, I really would like to know what I said that fucked up that relationship. I really, what could I went straight to bed, right, Miguel? Like, you saw me go down, right? Like,
yeah, dude. Like, literally, as soon as I freaking walked out, like, you pretty much hit the fucking bed.
I hit the bed.
But that was
right?
That was a Wednesday, I think it was, or
No,
it was a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
She was there in the morning, and then she wanted to leave on Thursday, and then on Friday we were broken up. Jesus Christ, that's the quickest marriage I've ever had, Andrew. And I've had a lot of
record. That's a record.
That's a record breaker. God damn, I suck. I'm going to say this because I'm sure many of you are thinking of it. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to have to take a look at myself. I might be the problem.
In the mirror. You got to look at yourself in the mirror.
I might actually have
to. The world might have been telling you that as you woke up to cops and paramedics.
Yeah, and paramedics stealing your fucking
by the way,
almond mounds.
Because it's a little tiny building right on the beach, right?
Mm.
So I got the complete replay from a couple of reliable sources. They're like, oh, it was fantastic. All of Oceanside was here. I'm like, okay, was I clothed? No, you were just in your underwear. You only made it about 2 feet from your front door, and you were shaking. I said, oh, that's...
Oh, shit. Did you crack what did you fall on? First and foremost, did you?
Apparently, I just tried to crawl out of the place, and according to one reliable source, who I trust very closely here, he said you were just looking for food. Okay.
All right.
That's the thing. I can believe that.
Huh.
That's my last 2 weeks. You guys sound like you had better last 2 weeks than me. How are the kids, Andrew?
Doing good. Everyone's doing good here.
I got to see my daughter by going to the hospital finally. That's the first time I've seen my daughter in 2 months. She actually broke down, put on a mask and a face guard. My daughter showed up with a face guard.
Huh.
First words out of her mouth, did they test you? Yes. Okay, then I can give you a hug. Okay, good. And she said Happy Father's Day on a Thursday, 4 days after.
In the hospital. How about that one? Don't leave that out.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't find me. Nobody, dude, you guys didn't find me till Monday, okay?
I was looking for you. I was looking for you. I drove down there. Yeah.
I am telling you straight up that I was out Saturday at 2 p.m. I was in the hospital by about 5 p.m. on Saturday. And on Sunday afternoon, I woke up and the nurse looked at me and she goes, "Are you with us again? You haven't been speaking very coherently." And they start asking you really stupid questions like, What time is it? What's today's date? Do you know where you are? Like they ask you, cognizant questions constantly. She said it was Sunday afternoon when I first started answering them correctly. She goes, "Okay, you're back." I said, "Do you want to give me a replay? You've been here for how long have I been out?" She goes, "You've been out for like a day and a half, plus or minus." I went, "Oh, that's good. That's good." Because I know that I didn't get home Friday till about 9 o'clock, took the pills then. So at 2 o'clock the next day, I tried to crawl out of my place to go find food, and then had all of Oceanside here taking me and looking for meth. I don't know why a guy passed out would be on meth, but all right, let's just go with it while you're eating my fucking Heath. They ate my fucking Heath bars. I'm going to send a bill to the police department. And the worst part is I know half the cops, right? Because I walk on the Strand all the time. I just was walking. I do a 5-mile walk. I'm healthy again. So I do these 5-mile walks all the way up and down the Strand and all around through the city. I've actually run into the cops and they're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Good." I was one of the guys on the scene. I'm like, "Oh, how bad was it?" "Oh, you were fantastic." Great. That's great, guys. I love living in a small town. Love it. I swear to you, Miguel, I shit you not. There's still a chance I might be able to figure out how to get the redhead back. But I'm making this promise right now, Miguel. I am moving to Mount Charleston. I'm building a log cabin, and I am going to be a fucking crazy man with cable up on top of that mountain, writing manifestos about Boston.
Oh no! Don't be setting no university bombs now. Relax.
Yeah, why not?
Are you gonna let your hair grow out and get all fucking crazy and with your beard?
Really? I'm gonna grow my hair.
I had to ask the question.
Really? You went with that one, huh?
I'm just saying.
That's what you went with.
That's the first one I went with. Yeah.
All right. Just for everybody to have a little bit of. Sam's already happy. I've been waiting 2 weeks for a show. By the way, that's our executive producer. Shout out to Sam. Yes, Sam, the show is being recorded as we speak. You will be very happy with this one. Just so you guys can see it, because this was me just a week ago. I was happy and married and delightfully drunk. That was a fun show. This was one of the most fun shows we've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fun ass show. I actually got it lined up right. You were right. That was the side of the New York.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you were right.
Close enough. But it was in that general direction. No biggie.
For those of you who don't know on the show, let me Wonka straight this. I kept saying that this was the bubble. That was not the bubble. The bubble is technically right here, bleached out, because swear to you, Andrew, we really, you can maybe right here see the edge of the MGM that we were trying to shoot, because I had a bitch in place. I had a corner, COVID clean, sterile room at the New York corner place with literally the best view of Vegas. Like it's probably one of the better hotel rooms that the New York has. And we couldn't find a fucking angle to get the MGM in the shot to save our lives. It was fun though. It was fun. It was a good trip. Worth it. You didn't wear your Fight Net Radio shirt. You actually are the proud owner of.
You gave it to me afterwards.
You could have thrown it on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Did we miss anything, Andrew? And by the way, for those of you wondering about the whole grow hair, yeah, okay,
right.
Good. Wait, let me Wonka straight more. See this little thing that I call a goatee? Even when I let it grow in, it still pretty much even looks like Andrew's goatee. It's just, there's nothing. Okay, it's just not going to grow. That's you for some reason want to shave your head. I don't even know what that's about.
It's my dad. My dad always had my hair long when I was a kid. And I got to the point where I was like, fuck this, I'll shave my own head. Yeah.
Sorry, somehow I pictured you like in Juanes or something with like long hair. And
oh no. Well, the funny thing is that I had long hair, but they tried to comb it as if it was short.
Did we miss anything, Andrew?
No, that should be it.
Is everybody caught up now? Is everybody happy? Is everybody happy now? Do you want me to start doing Counting Crows lyrics? Because I'm just going to go for another 5-mile walk and try to figure out what the fuck I said to fuck up my third or fourth relationship.
Backtrack. You got to backtrack.
Well, I got to be honest. There was girl number 1 that I was with for 7 years. That ended in July of last year. Then there was the girl that happened right after her that ended somewhere around November or December. Then there was the whole November, December thing with the other one that I waited a decade to try to go out with. By the way, both of those back to back were about a decade for me to try to go out with that person. Then I met the nice girl, the nice Marine girl. She's really nice, but she was really way too much like my ex, and I don't like being talked down to. Many people don't know that. So that ended. And then after 13 years, the woman I waited 13 years for, Andrew, married her in 3 weeks and lost her in 48 hours. I don't even know the math on that. Got anything for me, Andrew?
All things happen for a reason. Let her go, and if she comes back, you know it's real. What other ones do I have? Hold on.
I don't know. I'm listening to sad country songs these days and drinking vodka while I walk on the Strand. Like, I got nothing going for me at this moment. I'm literally clueless as to what has happened to me in the last week. And worse, the real estate market has somehow even gotten worse in the past week as well. Now all
Not good.
like literally all renters are getting evicted across the country. So they're expecting literally millions of people to be. By the way, that's a real thing. Feel free to go watch Hassan Minaj's latest update on that one. That was a pretty mind-boggling report I watched. Yeah, no, the world's gone to shit, Andrew. I'm going to come up and live with you and the kids. I figure there's got to be an extra cot up there somewhere. I'll take that as a no. All right. I did in Vegas. I actually did the last Larry Merchant outro, which we all feel by far is the best Larry Merchant outro that we've done to date. Anybody want to go to bat for today's Larry Merchant like outro? Anybody feeling it?
Andrew?
No, I'm not.
You want
There's nothing
to
even
see me go back-to-back Grand Slam? You want me to go back-to-back Grand Slam on you guys?
Go ahead.
Back-to-back Grand Slam. All right?
Yes.
We all agree that Vegas was the pinnacle of the Larry Merchant outros, correct? That was the peak.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You ready? I'm going to do it just for you guys. Jim, in a world where I stay drunk most of the time, and I can't seem to hold on to women that are just way above my pay grade. We have idiots like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Jarrell Big Baby Miller still making money on boxing while still doing stupider shit than me. Back to you, Jim. I'll say it's a double. I'm not saying it's as good as Vegas.
No.
Vegas by far was better.
It's a solid double.
In the pocket in Vegas. That's a double. That's a double. And by the way, if you didn't know it, Larry Merchant was a notorious drunk. The reason he lost the HBO gig is because he was drunk all the goddamn time. My God. And he peed in the regular bathrooms like with regular people, which was even crazier. I think he was into looking at dicks. Is he even alive?
God. Oh yeah, he's still kicking. Yeah.
God help us.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer though.
So feel free to write in. I'm sure Sam is probably taking all his notes. Do we want to do a Kickstarter for Dan Rafeal and his gastric bypass? I think we're just helping him. Number 2, there is no boxing really to watch until the end of July. Number 3, what do you think is going to happen first? All right. Here's the bet between now and Sunday's show. What's going to happen first? Another Chavez Jr. video or Ryan Garcia throwing a temper tantrum? I turn to you, Andrew. Did I lose Andrew?
Oh, did we lose him? Sounds like it.
No, he's technically there.
Oh yeah.
But he's not there. He just texted me. Did he just?
Oh.
Be back. He just wrote "be back." All right. We'll start with you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to go with the Chavez Jr. video. He did put out 2 relatively close to one another. I'm almost positive that he's not quite out of the out of trouble yet. I'm almost positive he's going to be posting another video showing his dumbass fucking bad habits and his bad decisions and his bad friends that apparently allow him to do these things. So I'll say that's going to happen first between now and Sunday. We're going to see another Chavez Jr. video.
All right, I'll give you a wild card. Or a man who has been notoriously quiet lately, a Floyd Mayweather stupid event. Because we did.
He has been pretty quiet, hasn't he?
We have. We got some money videos last week.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of free time on my hands, sitting in a hospital room.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I don't anticipate him being as active as Chavez Jr.
We're not debating the next big fight. We're debating the next stupid thing in boxing.
Oh, by the way, on the subject of fights, for those of you who didn't see the Dustin Poirier and Dan Hooker fight, that was a hell of a fucking scrap on the UFC card list last weekend. The rest of the card wasn't bad at all, but that main event was a scrap. So for those of you who want to watch a good fight,
it's available for free on YouTube. They actually put it.
Oh, hell, you fucking yeah. I highly recommend that. That was an entertaining fight. That is a good fight. But anyway, yes. I still think that Chavez Jr. is going to be releasing a video before Floyd puts out some ridiculous dumb shit of him. Because I mean, realistically, what is Floyd going to do? Put another video out with him showing his fucking movie.
With a girl. The last video he did about a week ago was in a counting room where he was holding stacks of cash for no apparent reason.
Yeah, which we're going to most likely see.
I'm not broke. I'm not broke. Yeah. He's very big on that.
Exactly. And I mean, we can pretty much guarantee that that's exactly what he's going to do again. He's going to come out with some other fucking video showing his damn cash or some fucking car or something along those lines. Nothing like what we're getting, the gold mine that is Chavez Jr. right now.
Andrew, are you back now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So here are your choices. Since we don't have real fights to talk about, here are your three choices of what is going to happen between now and Sunday. Will it be Floyd Mayweather and another I'm Not Broke video? Will it be Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I'm Not High on Molly? Or my third choice, Ryan Garcia getting into a fight over something?
Chavez Jr., I think, is going to hit us with another one.
Yeah.
You think by Sunday we'll get... Literally, it's a show by itself. I mean, our shows now are breaking down to like just the stupidest people in boxing. Like, I'm waiting for an Adrian Broner sighting. Like, isn't he due to shoot somebody or, knock over a liquor store about now? I mean, he's due. He's got to be in the running. Like, he's kind of like a dark horse and flag is up and away they go. I really like an Adrian Broner sighting too. Like, he's been very, very, couple of weeks ago, he wants $10 million to fight, which was ludicrous. Who do you, that's really the question. Who's going to be the biggest nut job between now and Sunday to make news?
Like I said, I would stick with Chavez. He's been very consistent. Adrian Broner, I don't know what happened to him. He's kind of fallen off. Just no one's picking. You know what? He's on the block. Can't be on the cell phone and be on the block on the same time, right?
So,
it's true. That's true.
Very good point.
It's true. I'm hoping for a curveball. I'm gonna go way outside on this one, and I'm gonna take a long shot because that's the way Andrew likes to bet his horse races. I'm gonna go with a Jarrell Big Baby Miller press conference saying they got it all wrong, and we'll test again. And we'll find new drugs. I mean, that's really what
that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, that's what happened last time. He said the first test was not conclusive, so he got tested again, and they found different drugs in him. He's fantastic. First and foremost, everybody go to fightnetradio.com. Click, like, share, do whatever you got to do. If you listen to the show, we do apologize. It was Father's Day last week, and we do have at least one active father in the pile. Apparently I was not active and mostly unconscious for most of Father's Day.
Was she like calling you? Was there like missed texts and calls on Sunday?
Dude, I literally was in the hospital with a pair of underwear and a pair of shorts, no shirt, no shoes, no nothing. They were going to release me with just a pair of shorts I had my daughter and her stepfather come get me with a T-shirt and flip-flops.
Damn it.
Come get me. I left the hospital in my hospital robe, for God's sakes. Yeah, it was pretty bad. They were going to keep me indefinitely. It was like the Matrix, dude. I was a battery. I was just money being put into the hospital. They couldn't find anything else to do to me. It literally is the only reason they let me go. They ran out of things to do. Was my guess. Or at least my benefits only lasted 5 days. 5 days, dude. 5 days. You can have open heart surgery in 5 days. I actually went through a list of things. I've looked at a list of things you can have done in 5 days in a hospital. Having a baby is 2 to 3 days, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all I was a pile of goo out in front of my front door. Yeah. You know. I think we've all had a very good vacation. Yeah. I think everybody's caught up. We've all had a good vacation here. We can get back to work making fun of people that are celebrity-ish. Because there's really no boxing happening. I mean, really, it's not. And by the way, I'm sticking to this. Bob Arum is definitely working with me. I'm not changing this.
Yeah.
That's not changing anything. Go to FightNetRadio.com. Check out our video. Click like, share, do something with it. Enjoy it.
Fight Night Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee. Talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Night!